Righty ho, so unexpectedly soon, we have another video for you. And this is another one of these ones where, if you watch me on Twitch, you won't have actually seen this before. So normally my games do just come off of Twitch, because that's where most of my games go anyways. But an old friend, well, not an old, yeah, I guess an old friend of mine, the legendary Waffle, or also known as Fubushi, but the legendarily, yes, the legendary Waffle, uh, asked if I wanted to play some games, and so yeah, we played some games, and this is one of the things that happened. So, we both decided to take out some of the big cruisers. So Waffle is in a Kronstadt, and I'm in my Alaska. A very fun ship. I do love this thing. I much prefer it over the Kronstadt, honestly. The Kronstadt is as she's fun, but the guns are very wonky, and there's no armor there. Whereas like the Alaska is basically impossible to citadel unless you get really lucky. So yeah, I do much prefer the Alaska. But the 12-kilometer radar on the Kronstadt is nice as well. With this said though, we've taken the Alaska, and we're going to have some fun with it. Now, we start off by going into D, and what we're going to do is we're going to sit like on the edge of this island here because we can get shots into D, but we can't be torpedoed with where I'm going to go and sit, because there's an island in the way. Or like the edge of an island in the way, I guess. And yeah, this is going to be an interesting game. So we spot we don't spot the Brindisi, but the Brindisi get spotted, and I'm kind of thinking, should we take a shot? Unfortunately, he smokes up, so we lose sight of the Brindisi, but there'll be more to come from him later. Oh, and you'll be very surprised to find out as well that neither of us die. Waffle is very good at dying. He's good at that. And now this one caught me a bit off guard actually, because I've not heard of this Ager or whatever it's called thing. So I wasn't sure as to what this was. I thought, oh, is it the British heavy tier 9? But no, it is in fact not that. And so like, yeah, I'm not sure really what that was or the like, so I now know what that is, and that's fine. But yeah, so we take a pot shot at the Ager, don't get very much, or Igor, however. Take a pot shot at the Montana, and we get a decent chunk actually, 7k. I will take it. We put some shells out at the Friedrich, and I think we get like, yeah, no, we don't get very much there. What? An overpen and 2 shatters. That we hit mostly his superstructure. Why did we only get an overpen and 2 shatters? That, however, is a bit more like it. That's 10k there to the Freddy. And at this point, we're kind of getting the feeling that there's not very much here, so we're gonna move up a bit. If there was gonna be a DD here, he would have, like, it would have been obvious already by, like, capping or whatever. So we decide to move up a bit shortly. Now, Waffle is pushing up as well. And if memory serves, he's about to use his radar, and it's actually a very good radar at that. He spots a lot of stuff with this one, including the Ager and the Montana that are going around the back. He also spots this Cheshire. We will see more of him later. So everyone's just going for the Cheshire by the looks of things, though. Unfortunately, he moves, he gets out of the way, so we only get 1 bounce. And at this point, we decide to move up a bit. I do believe. Yeah, here we go. So, because there's no DD here, there's nothing like that. So what we're gonna do is we're going to move up a bit, but we're gonna go to the inside of the cap, like the left hand side, to keep the Aga and the Montana out of line of sight, so they can't spot us, but also so they can't shoot us, because you have to be able to see the thing to be able to shoot at it. And we are in fact going to get the cap, believe it or not. It does seem as well that the enemy team has lost their only DD already, so we're already one ship ahead. And we're 5 minutes in, and we've not really done a great deal of damage, but we have been playing kind of passively, so I get that. I get why we don't have a lot of damage. There is a good reason for that. This Bismarck pops up, but we're not going to shoot at him. Not yet. We're going to stay dark and see if we can get the cap. Because if we can get the cap, that's brilliant. That's what we need at this point, really. Like, we're getting C as well. But really, we kind of need... We could do with the caps. It's not like, we'll lose the game if we don't, but it's something we could do with. So we sit here in the dark, and this Bismarck is encroaching closer and closer to us. It's not going to be a problem. We're going to get the cap. But, and it was a solo cap as well, actually, at that. Solo capping in a big cruiser. So we get 6k chunk on that Bismarck. These guns, especially with the AP, they hurt a lot. Especially German battleships, funnily enough. Now, at this point, I believe the Bismarck does take a shot at us, and I believe he actually... Oh, nice chunk on the Freddy. 12k. I do believe this Bismarck actually citadels us through the nose. See, that didn't do a right lot. That was just overpens by the looks of things. And very soon, this Bismarck is going to open up on us. And this hurts. I mean, we are giving a fair bit of side here, so it's not necessarily just, straight through the nose, but, where the shells hit does look like it's through the nose here. The Bismarck grounds, yeah, here we go. He shoots, and given the angle we're at and where he hits, that looks an awful lot like it was a citadel through the nose. But we chunk him down to 500 health, and then Waffle finishes him off. We still have more health than we need, so this is fine. This isn't going to be a problem for us, all things considered. So we decide to get a move on, more off towards C-ish. And in doing so, though, because I don't know what kind of guns the Aegir has, or Aegir, or I don't know. I'd imagine they're 300 and something, 280 something maybe. I don't know. But because I don't know what it has, I don't want to take any chances, so I'm angling away, as a result. So, at this point then, there's not a lot happening. The Asia thing gets spotted again. We take a shot, and we knock out a gun by the looks of things. Or we knock out something. I think it was a gun. It might have been. It might not have been as well. It could have been really anything. But knocking out a gun is, I guess, the more likely one. So next up, we take some more shots at the thing. Didn't really do very much. We got a pen on his gun that did no damage, as is often the case with these things. We take another shot in a moment, but I think we wanted to wait for him to turn a bit. But then he turns back in, and he gets chunked. So we take a shot, and we get 4 pens, and destroy a gun completely. And all 4 of those pens did 0 damage. At this point, I was kind of mentioning to Waffle how you want to aim for the upper belt on the German battleships with these kinds of guns. And of course he does, and he does a very good job as well. Waffle seems to have taken the brunt of all of the fire here, but yeah, he's doing okay. So the Brindisi pops up, angled. However, I do have the better pen angle, so I could probably pen him there. But the Irian's showing side, so we throw some shells over that way, and we get a citadel. So that's 13,000 damage there. There's also the Des Moines pops up. We checked to see if we could get some shots on the Shokek, but unfortunately we could not. So the Des Moines throwing some HE at us. We get a good salvo on him, and then this Brindisi is coming round, and I'm kind of thinking, oh shit, I know they're kind of squishy, but that's a lot of health. I don't really have to worry about that. Yeah, so we dev-struck the Brindisi. So next up comes the Cheshire. Now, we're not going to be able to do the same to him, but it's still going to hurt. So yeah, there is that. We knocked his engine out, and it seems he doesn't have his damage control up either. So at this point, we take some shots, aiming for that flat part at the back of his ship, because you can get citadels through that, because there's no angled plating there. It's just flat. So it's a lot easier to go through that. Unfortunately, we didn't. We do manage 2 citadels there, though, and that's him very much dead. So next up, there is this Irian, or however you want to pronounce it. We take some shots. I don't believe we might get 1 or 2 hits here. We're not going to get anything much, though. Yeah, 2 bounces. Now, I do believe I have to eat one of these, essentially. It's not a problem. I've got the health for it, but I would have preferred to have not eaten that, I guess. So next up, we have the Shokaku. The Shokek has appeared. Unfortunately, my initial salvo on him, which would have probably done a lot more damage than it did, if it had been, properly aimed, if I'd have waited a little bit longer. Unfortunately, we didn't really aim this one properly. We misjudged how far he was moving away from us, so those don't hit. Our next salvo, I believe we do hit, but we don't do very much. Oh no, we might not even hit. Yeah, no, we don't. So next up, is the Irian. So he's making an interesting turn. So we kind of think about this and we put our shells out. And I don't believe this does too much. Yeah, only 5k. But that puts us up to 160. But there is still more damage to be had. So we put another shot out on the Shokek. And there we go. There is our 3rd kill. We pop our defensive anti-air, our defensive fire for the Shokek. In fairness, I need to change this out. I need to change that to Hydro. But here is our post-battle results. So we got 8,000 XP, 900 base, 900 free, these should be more, but I don't have premium because I'm poor. We got one dev strike, 164,000 damage. I do think this was a good game. 96 shell hits, 3 plane shot down, 6 incapacitations. I think we did pretty well there as well. 3 ships destroyed, 8 citadels, 1 solo cap in an Alaska, of all things. 4 secondary hits, and 1 spotted ribbon. As for the team score, we did pretty well. 2.4k base. The next down was 1600. I think we did okay here. I think. And then, of course, the legendary Waffle got 1500. He did okay. He did good here. But that is going to be the end of the video for you lot. I do hope that you've enjoyed it. If you have, let me know. If you didn't enjoy it, if there is any let me say that again. If there is any aspect of this you didn't enjoy, let me know as well. Because if there is something I can do to fix that, I can look into fixing that. Next up, if you did enjoy it, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down and let me know why, and then I'll look into fixing that. As long as it's not my voice, because there's not a lot I can do to fix that. I mean, I can understand if you don't like it. I don't like it either, but I'm kind of stuck with it. So are you. But with that said, I do hope that you have enjoyed watching this. And with that said, I will see you all again later. With all of this said as well, if you guys would like to see more of this kind of content, just stick around. There'll be plenty more of it. If you're not subscribed already, please feel free to do so. It doesn't cost anything. If you would like to see all of the content and not just the cherry-picked, nice stuff, feel free to give me a follow on Twitch. That also doesn't cost anything, and that's under the same name. And at that point, you'll get notified when I go live, and you get to see all of the games then, and not just the ones that I have cherry-picked because they were good games. And also keep in mind, a good game, and what you might see here, doesn't necessarily mean a win. If it was a good game but a loss, that still makes it onto here. As I think a few games already have, actually. And lastly, if you would like to speak to the pudding in any sense of the word, be that through text or even through voice, you could... feel free to join onto the Discord. We do all sorts of things. We are also, at some point in the future, planning a Cards Against Humanity stream. So if you would like, to join in on that, perhaps get into the Discord, because that's where all of the call-outs for stuff like that's going. I don't generally tend to announce when I'm doing specific streams, especially for stuff like this, where it depends on how many people we can gather. I can't really announce when that's going to happen anywhere other than the Discord. Unless I do happen to have a good game, like the day before I'm due to actually go with that. But in any case, if you want to speak to Pudding, or me, given those are one and the same, get into the Discord, and I'll see you there. I will see you hopefully on Twitch as well. But if not, stick around here. Make yourself comfortable. Have a seat. There should be some drinks on the counter as well. So, make yourself at home. Have a sit down. But with that said, I will love you and leave you. Do take care, everyone. Have yourself a wonderful day. Or morning, or evening, or, whatever else it happens to be there. Have yourself a nice, remainder of the weekend, I guess. And good luck with the following week if you happen to work or whatever. If you do, good luck with that. Work weeks are never very fun, are they? But yeah, so I'll see you all again next time. Do take care, everyone. Have yourself a nice morning, evening, day, or whatever it happens to be there. And I will see you all again in the next one. Do take care in the meantime, though. And I'll see you then. Bye bye.